Okay, so hello everyone. Since it's the late evening and we decided ki we should do Android sessions because it was pending from a long time. So firstly, it will be a recap by Sidramappa. Then Prabhakar will be continuing with the last session. After that, Sidramappa will continue after the how Prabhakar will be ending and how Sidramappa will start with the next units. Okay, over to you, Sidramappa.
Good afternoon, everyone. In this session, we will be learning about Pathway to Android Study Jams. Let us now recap about what we have learned in the last session, last Android session. Okay, I will be sharing now screen. Is the screen visible, Sneha?
Yeah, the screen is visible. Yeah.
Okay. In the last session, we have learned what about basics concept about Android, what is Android, and about Android users, how to create a developer's account, how to earn a badges from developer's account, and we have also get started with Android study jams, Android sessions that is new to programming one. Uh, we have already learned about that is Android Basics in Kotlin and completed successfully Pathway 1. Hope you all have completed the quiz and earned the badge in your developer's profile. In this session, we will be learning about. In this second session, we will be learning about how to install Android Studio, how to make your first app, how to create your first app, and some basics about Android Studio, like what is Android Studio, how to download Android Studio, how to run Android Studio, and how to run your first app on your devices. Okay, I request everyone to be prepared with these prerequisites like internet connectivity, Android Studio, and your emulator with and USB cable, so you can run your first app on your Windows Android Studio. Sorry. In this session, we will be completing pathway 2 and 3. Let me open. I hope you all have completed the unit 1, pathway 1. This is we have completed this pathway last session. That was now we will be going with Android Basics. Create your first app. Okay, we will be going with this Android Studio, how to install on your Windows, and how to run and create first app, Android app, and run your on your mobile. And at the end, we will be having a quiz, simple quiz. I request everyone to keep logged in your developer's account. Okay, now we will be starting with pathway 2. Here we will be learning how to run your app on Android Studio and run your emulator and display and user interface, how to add layouts, how to add views, how to add text views, and we will be completing these two pathways, that is pathway 2 and 3, that is Android Basics, first Android Studio app, and build a basic layout. And in the tomorrow session, we will be completing how to add button on your app, and we will be completing with the unit 1 and unit 2. Okay, and we will be completing and making our first app, that is Happy Birthday app, how to display a happy birthday app on Android Studio and run on your phone devices. Okay, now Prabhakar will be continuing how to install your Android Studio on your device and how to run Android app on your device. Hello, Prabhakar.
Yes, Sidram.
Okay, I will stop sharing
I
my
will stop
screen.
sharing. Okay, I'll take it from here. Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Prabhakar, and I'm your co-facilitator in this Android Study Jams. So now I'll be sharing my screen and taking you through further steps. Is my screen visible to everyone?
Yes, Prabhakar.
Okay, thank you. So now you have to go and log into your Android Basics page. The layout is like this. You have to go and select the tab of Android Basics, create your first Android app, and I'm going to click here. I'll show you how to get there. Open a new tab, g.co front slash. Hello. Hello.
Yes,
Okay.
Prabhakar, you are audible.
Okay, there was some problem, so I logged in with Siddharampa's audio. Now I'll show you how to log into the new basic tab. Just type Android co slash and ANDROID Android, again one slash study jams. Enter. And there you are, and you have to go and first you have to sign into your account, only then you can proceed further. So open the start course option, which is new to programming, then select the Kotlin basics for Android, and then choose Android basics, create your first Android application. Okay, now then you this window will be popping up. Now you have to first watch this video, which is quite optional, but we recommend you to watch this video. If you want, I'll play it here. Is it audible?
For integrated development environment.
Yes, it's audible. You can just.
You can watch it. There are some problems with the audio. I'm sorry for the inconvenience caused. So we are skipping this video, but we recommend you to watch this particular video. Then you have then the second window is, you have to select this option, download and install Android Studio. Then you have to begin. First, before you begin, you have to know the prerequisites which are required to download and install Android Studio on your device. So about this code lab, before you begin, there are some prerequisites that you must know. You must have intermediate computer skills, including the understanding of file structures and using moderately complex applications such as spreadsheet, word processor, and photo editor. I hope an engineer possesses all these skills which are very basic for an engineering student. So computer navigation skills you have to know. You can just open and adjust the setting for the browser and operating system versions depending upon your version which you have, and also the system architecture, that is 32-bit or 64-bit. Now, what you will learn in this, how to check that your computer configuration meets the minimum requirements for running the Android Studio tool, how to download and install Android Studio tool. What you need is a computer with an internet connection and a latest version of Windows, Linux, or Mac operating system. That is all you need. Now, the next step is meet the Android Studio. Android Studio, I'll just brief you something about Android Studio. Android Studio is the official integrated development environment, which is IDE. The term we hear very often in our colleges and day-to-day life. Student who is pursuing engineer, IDE term is very common for him. For Android application development and built and distributed by Google, it is it is a specialized workshop tool to make it easy for software developers to use to design, build, and run and test applications for the Android platform. Android Studio uses IntelliJ IDEA as its foundation and includes the Android plugin pre-installed along with some tweaks specifically for the Android platform. So it will feel very familiar. So it will feel very familiar to you. In this code lab, you are going to install Android Studio. Android is an operating system like Windows, Linux, or Mac OS. For smartphones and other devices such as tablets, wearables, TVs, and cars, you can run apps on Android like phone, messaging, Gmail, photos, and all your games. I would like to recommend you not to use another IDE but Android Studio, because Android Studio is one of the most highly recommended IDEs for the development of Android applications. There are over 2.5 billion devices including watching TVs and cars around the world running Android. So there are a lot of opportunities in Android, you must see that. So next is verifying system requirements. In order to run Android Studio, your computer and operating system need to meet some requirements. The requirements are like, make sure you have a good and stable internet connection. I mean, that means in between the internet connection may not go off. The connection should be stable. The installation time may vary according to the speed and reliability of your internet connection. Depending upon what area you stay, your speed may vary. Open a browser such as Chrome and go to developer https developer.android.com studio requirements. This page lists the specific hardware requirements that are needed to install and run Android Studio on your computer. You can follow this link. Only after logging into this page, you have to come here and click onto this link. So follow the steps below to check your system configuration and requirements for either Windows or Mac OS. I hope everyone has Windows or either Macs. There is no such case as Linux in our college as far as we know. May it be Mac or Windows. In Mac operating system, select the Apple menu. About this Mac, in the pop-up window, under the overview tab, look for the OS version number, and make sure it's within the required range. Next to memory, check that the listed total memory meets or exceeds the requirement minimum. For example, in the screenshot below, I'll make my screen bigger. For example, in the screenshot below, you can see that there is there is a version of Mac operating system which is showing the version of 10.14.6 Mojave MacBook Pro Retina 13 inches. All these things are details about the system. So you have to check the version and memory data. Then again you have to navigate through the display tabs. In the same pop-up, switch to the display tab. Then in the description of the display, make sure your computer's screen resolution meets or exceeds the recommended resolution. In the screenshot below, the resolution is 2560 multiplied cross 1600. So the built-in display is 13.3 inches, 2560 cross 1600. Now switch to the storage tab and check the available disk page space and make sure it meets or exceeds the recommended speed or the disk space for running the Android Studio. There must be enough speed to install and configure Android Studio. If your computer meets all the requirements, proceed to the download Android Studio section. So after clicking here, clicking on the link, this link will be popping up. So from here you can download Android Studio 64-bit architecture for Windows 64-bit architecture. If you don't have a 64-bit architecture Windows operating system, then you may go and search for Windows 10, Windows 10 32-bit. The ones who don't have 64-bit can go with this. They can search and they can download Android Studios for 32 bits and 64 bits according to their machine configuration. And I hope this helps, and I'll go back to the session. Okay, after verifying all these things, now on Windows 10, this was the process for Mac operating system, and also I have shown you how to search for Windows 32-bit or Windows 7. You can just Google in the very first link will pop up, and you can go check there. You will easily find out. Now for Windows 10, you can open setting, then click system. The recommended tip is you can use the search box and you can locate the things from that. Directly you can get into the Windows specifications. Click system. At the bottom of the left hand navigation pane, click about. Make sure the Windows specifications meet or exceed the requirement. Windows specification edition Windows 10 home, Windows version 1809 installed on these all things are there. So select the device specification. Installed RAM is 12.4 GB, that is 11 point usable. Then check your system architecture type, that is 64-bit operating system. Then make sure that the installed RAM is at least as much as it is required, and that the system type is the 64-bit version of the operating system. In the left hand navigation, click display. Make sure the resolution is the same or better than what is required, 1920 x 1080, that is 1080p. So orientation must be landscape. In the left hand navigation pane, click storage. Make sure that the local storage has enough free space to install Android Studio. Checking the local storage, which is finally meeting the requirements to install AS. Then we'll go to the next slide and download Android Studio. Note, although the look of the installation dialogs and icons may change with the different versions of Android Studio, the installation steps should basically remain the same. This means whatever the icons of the Android Studios and the way it seems might differ, but the installation process is all same with all the operating systems and system architectures. Download the Windows Android Studio installation file using this link. Then the next step is click download Android Studio, the terms and conditions page with the Android Studio license agreement open. Read the license agreement. I recommend you to read the license agreement. Only then click on agree button. At the bottom of the page, if you agree with the terms and conditions, check I have read and agreed with the above terms and conditions. Fifth step is download Android Studio for whatever your system architecture or operating system is to start the download. When prompted, save the file to a location where you can easily locate it, for example desktop or downloads folder. Wait for the download to complete. This may take a while or may 10 or 15 minutes. Then till then you can have and go some have a tea. The next step is install Android Studio. If you need more customized help, you can check this page. Clicking on this page will pop this window up. You can go and check if you have any problem with the installation process. Coming back to a previous window. Now install Android Studio on Mac OS. We are going to install Android Studio on Mac OS. Open the folder where you downloaded and saved the Android Studio installation file. Double click the Android Studio, which is a file where you will find in your downloads. The following pop-ups are displayed. These are the pop-ups. So drag and drop the Android Studio icon into the application folder. This is for Mac OS who are owning a Mac operating system. These steps are for those people. Then drag and drop the Android Studio icon into the applications folder. In the applications folder, double click the Android Studio icon to launch the Android Studio setup wizard. If you see a warning, if you see a warning about installing or running a file downloaded from the internet, accept the installation, press yes. Follow the Android Studio setup wizard and accept the default setting for all the steps which are going to come. Accept the setting which are being set default intentionally. During the installation, the setup wizard downloads and installs additional components and tools needed for Android application development. This may take some time depending on your internet speed, so you could go refill your teacup and have a tea. So after the installation process is completed, Android Studio starts automatically. The window of Welcome to Android Studio dialog opens and you are ready to start creating applications. Now the process above was for Mac users for using Mac operating system. Now going for the installation of Android Studio on Windows. The very first step is open the folder where you downloaded and saved the Android Studio installation file. Double click the downloaded file. Please notice the installation may vary, the process of installation may vary from one operating system to other operating system. So you have to quite So you have to be quite sure of what you are doing. Double click on the downloaded file. If you see a warning about allowing the installation to make changes to your computer, confirm the installation. The Welcome to Android Studio setup dialog displays. So this is the same thing you'll find when you install your Android Studio. While installing your Android Studio, so simply click on next. Click next to start the installation. Accept the default installation settings for all steps. Click finish when the installation is done. The Android Studio setup wizard displays, and you have to, the sixth step is you have to follow the Android Studio setup wizard and accept all the default settings for all the steps. During the installation, the setup wizard downloads and installs additional components, additional SDKs and other things which are necessary for the development of Android, which we recommend you to download. That downloadation may take some time, so that depends on your internet speed. So again, you can go and refill your teacup and have a tea till then. The seventh step is when the download and installation completes, click finish. The welcome to Android Studio dialog displays and you are ready to start creating applications. Congratulations, you have successfully now installed Android Studio. Now you are ready for the next step. So if you want, you can go through all these things. Vocabulary for Android basics in Kotlin. So here you'll find all the things which are being included in the Kotlin programming language from the very alphabetical manner. The components of the table are, if starting from a abstract class, accessibility, adaptive icons, ABD, Android debugging bridge, and all these things, whatever TUVX till Z you'll find. The whole definitions also you can find here. As you can see, I'm taking down the screen. All these things are available, so I recommend you to go check those things. So the first step towards the installation of Android Studio is done. You are now halfway there to creating your Android applications and running on your own mobile phone. This part is done. Then first, now creating and running your first Android application. Now to access this window, the very second option is the third option is create and run your first Android application. So you go and take to the code lab. Here you will find a short summary of the things which I am going to do. To create a new project, start Android Studio. Click and start a new window, Android Studio project. Name your project, choose a template and fill in the details. To create an Android virtual device and emulator. To run your application, choose tools, AVD manager, and then use the AVD manager to select the hardware device and your system image. To run your application on a virtual device, make sure you have created a device. Select the device from the toolbar, drop down menu, and then run your app by clicking the run icon on the toolbar. We recommend you to connect a USB cable to your phone through which you can run the application directly from your phone, because downloading a virtual device will take so much of your time, and we would certainly not recommend that. So next is vocabulary for basic, running apps on emulator. This is done. So now the next step is now running your application on a mobile device. Before we get started with this, first we have to know some basic prerequisites required for this thing. So these are the basic understanding of how to use Android Studio, the ability to open and adjust settings on your Android device, which we have learned previously in just a couple of minutes back. Now, what you learn in this section is how to enable your Android device to run applications from Android Studio, how to connect and run app in Android Studio on a physical Android device, which you have in your hands, which you use on your daily basis. What you need to do is Android Studio. You have to have the Android Studio installed. So next, turning on the USB debugging. To let Android Studio communicate with your Android device, you must enable USB debugging in the developer option settings of the device. To show developer options and enable USB debugging, open your Android device. On your Android device, open settings and search for About Phone. Tap on About Phone and then tap on build number 7 times. Enter your device password or PIN if prompted. In most of the cases, the device password is not being asked. So if the password is asked, you can enter your password. That is totally safe. Then return to setting and tap the system. Developer options should now appear in the list. You may need to open the advanced option to find it. Tap the developer options and then run. Then turn on the USB debugging mode. So the next step is install the Google USB driver on Windows only. This is for only Windows. If you have installed Android Studio on a Windows based computer, you must install a USB device driver before you can run your app on a physical device. The first step is in Android Studio, open your Android Studio, click on Tools, SDK Manager, the setting for new projects, window displays. It is the same way as it is shown in the screen. I hope you are able to see this. Now select the Google USB driver option. After that, click the SDK tool tab, select the Google USB driver and click OK. When done, the driver files are downloaded into the Android SDK Extras Google USB driver directory, which is being created in your C drive. You should now be able to connect and run your application from your own Android device. So how do we run the Android application on the device? This is for all operating system. Now you can connect your device and run the application from your Android Studio. Connect the Android device to your development machine with a USB cable. Like I said before, take a USB cable or the charging connector of your own mobile. Connect that one end of the charger to the USB of your computer. Hello. Yes. Connect the allow USB debugging mode. then connect one end to your phone, and you're done. After that, the third step is if any notification pops up, so select the always allow option. To remember this computer, tap OK on your computer. In the Android Studio toolbar, click the run button, and the application which you have created will be installed on your phone, and you can see the results there. The select deployment target opens dialog opens with the list of available emulators and connected device. You should see your physical device along with any illuminators. Note, for Android Studio 3.6 and later, the physical device is automatically selected when the device is connected with debugging turned on. So this is the process you have to follow. Select OK. Then Android Studio installs the app on your device and runs it directly. Now troubleshooting if you have any problems. If your computer is running Linux or Windows, you may need to perform additional steps to run your application on a physical Android device. Check the run apps on a hardware device documentation. You can go through this link when you are giving this particular task, and see the documentation and make changes accordingly. On Windows, you may need to install the appropriate USB drivers for your device. To see that, check on this link. Just click on this link, and the description opens. You can check these documentations, and I hope you'll do this on your own. So the next step is, so if your Android does not recognize your device, try the following options. Unplug the USB cable and plug it back again. This may refresh the connection between your mobile phone and the laptop or computer you have. Restart, or just try restarting the Android Studio. If your computer still does not find the device or declares it unauthorized, follow the steps given below. Disconnect the USB cable on the device. Open the developers options in setting. Tap revoke USB debugging authorization. Tap revoke debugging authorization. Reconnect the device to your computer. When prompted, grant authorization. That is done. So if you want to know more about the installation and Android things, you can go check this section. Done. I hope this session is done now. Now we'll go and take a quiz. So what is an IDE stand for? We all know that is Integrated Development Environment. I was waiting for you people to answer. Okay, let it be.
अरे मुझे कि नहीं आते हमारे को मुझे देखा व्हाट आर द एडवांटेजेस ऑफ यूजिंग यानी कि एक छोड़ के बाकी के
Hello. Okay. If you are interested, you can answer the questions. If the session goes interactive, we will have more fun, and in the end I'll show you how I have created Android application in my laptop on Android Studio. If you have any doubts, you can go observe this video. Also, it will be uploaded on YouTube on our channel. So which of the following are advantages of using Android Studio? Any answers, viewers? Sneha? Anyone? If anyone is interested to answer these questions. Some people are leaving if I'm asking questions. Okay, let it be. So the option is given here. Choose as many answers as you see fit. So which of the following are advantages of using Android Studio? The advantages of using Android Studio are it can be helpful and prevent typos and other mistakes in your code. This is right. It comes with a virtual device called emulator that can run your application. Yes, this too has the feature. It can show you a real-time preview of how your application will look on screen while you code. This too has the feature. So we'll check this box also. Now it can automatically translate your app into other languages. This is funny. No, this thing is not possible. No such ID exists in this world which can transfer automatically your application into some other language. If it is written in Kotlin, then it is not possible to convert that code into Python. No such thing exists. So we will leave this unchecked. So what is the minimum SDK referred to in an Android Studio project? Anyone? Anyone interested?
Correct answer. The minimum and 4.4 रहना minimum 4.4 KitKat.
Hello. Anyone interested can answer to my question. This is the very basic questions I have been asking. What does minimum SDK refer to in an Android Studio project? So we will go through options. Okay, we'll go through options. What does a minimum SDK refer to in an Android Studio project? The minimum amount of storage that your app requires for download. No, this is wrong because he is asking about SDK, that is software development kit, not a storage thing. The minimum number of devices that your app can access. No, this too doesn't fit correct for this question. The minimum download speed that your app requires. No, this is totally wrong. So the minimum version of Android that your app can run on. Yes, this is the correct answer. The minimum version of Android is KitKat 4.4. I hope you all know this. So we'll check this box. And what is the purpose of using a virtual device or emulator in Android Studio? This is a very simple question. If anyone is interested, they can answer to my question.
Physical यानी कि बिना emulator के बोलते हैं physical app में डाल देते हैं emulator में डाल के टेस्ट कर सकते हैं. Without having physical device. Physical device.
हाँ समझ गया. अच्छा, no one is interested, so I'll go to the options one by one. What is the purpose of using a virtual device or emulator in Android Studio? The very purpose of using a virtual device in Android Studio is to we don't need any physical devices, as you know. So accordingly, I'll not tell answer first. We'll go through each one of the options and we'll check which one fits correct for the question asked. To show a variety of errors.
क्या बोलते हैं सना वेरी सना सना नहीं है सना रे सना.
To show a variety of error messages to users. No, this is not possible. Oh, no one wants to see error messages in their code. So we will leave unchecked this box. To experiment with the app code safely. What is safely? No, this too doesn't fit any good for the question asked. So the next question is to test your app on a device without having that physical device. Okay, this seems correct. So also we'll go through the last option. To see what your app looks like in a web browser. No, this is completely wrong. So the C option is right. To test your app on a device without having a physical device, if we don't have USB cable, if we are not able to connect to a physical device, and if we have a good internet connection with Wi-Fi, lots of data and good space in our computer, then we can go download a whole virtual device in our Android Studio application, which will help us running our emulator through emulator or virtual device. So we will check this box which fits correct for the question asked. So the fifth question is, in Android Studio, what is a project template good for? In Android Studio, what is a project template good for? If anyone is interested to answer this question. तू तेरे फोन में एप्लीकेशन में चालू करके टिक डाल जल्दी जल्दी, जल्दी कर रहे हैं बोले वो ऐड इमेजेस कैसे कर रहा है?
ये दूसरा है
ओपन कर,
ये है बोलते हैं। हाँ, ये 3 है मान लो मेरे को, फिर ये मैंने दे दिया, डन मत कर दो।
ये
फर्स्ट वाला छोड़ के और लास्ट वाला छोड़ के।
Hello, am I audible? Sorry, there was some problem with the internet connection. My sincere apologies to you all. So in Android Studio, what is a project template good for? So I hope you people have made your guesses, but you are not speaking up. So I encourage you guys to at least speak up, at least select any random answers. May it be wrong, just give it a try if possible. Anyone? Okay, if there is no one answering, I'll go through the options, each one of option, and we will check the boxes which fit correctly. Okay, in Android Studio, what is the project template good for? It causes Android Studio to download files faster. No, this is totally wrong. It makes getting started on building a new app faster. Yes, this is right. So we will check this box. Again, it provides a structure that follows best practices. Yes, this too is right. We will check this box. It is the only way to build applications that can be previewed in Android Studio. Yes, this too is correct. It makes building a new app less error prone by pre-populating the project with some app code. This is totally wrong. So now the final question. Okay, this is the last question. How do you create a new project in Android Studio? The process I have explained you already. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 questions are done. I will leave this part, this question unsubmitted, and this is a homework for you all guys, so that you can go and check yourself. Huh? Both B and C. So even last time also I have given homework, but no one turned up. So it is very sad that students are not showing interest. So due to that reason, I think I have to answer these questions too, so that it would be helpful for you if you anyhow stumble into our course and try to get things on track. So this will help you. How do you create a new project in Android Studio? Option A is log out of Android Studio and navigate to your project folders to find instructions. This is wrong. Option B is, if you have a project already open, select file new project from the Android Studio menu. Option C, in the welcome to Android Studio, click on start and start a new Android Studio project. This is the right one. And create a new file on your computer and title it new Android Studio project. This is wrong. So I will go with B and C. Oh, sorry. The option fifth, both B and C are two ways to create a new project in Android Studio. And finally, we have attempted all the questions, all 6 questions. We will submit the answers. Okay, the answers have been submitted now. Now this section is over, and just to let you know all, I'll show my Android Studio how I have created the application. I'm opening my Android Studio, and this is the main activity layout. So this is the activity layout. This is how your application looks like. So you can see here how things are done. So this is an application which I have designed. So you can make changes like this, which are not recommended yet. So you have to go through the complete tutorials, and you have various pages here. These are the two basic interfaces which I have designed in the Android Studio by adding different templates, taking the empty templates and adding text to it, which the text part will be taken by Sidramappa. See, this is the text part. Happy birthday from PK. You can see this. I'll try to enlarge it. This is recentering the application. Okay, let it do. So the same interface is shown in your Android application. When you run the project, you can run your project through the app, run application, and it will navigate. If the device is not connected, then it will show an error showing that no targeted device found. So if you want to execute this in your mobile application, Android phone, then you have to connect to a USB and connect to your phone, and then you are done. This application will be automatically installed and be running in your mobile phone. So now I think I have done my part. Now I'd like to pass this thing to Mr. Sidramappa. I'll stop presenting.
एक घंटा इधर चल गया, कल 2 घंटा कैसे भी लेना पड़ता, वो पूरा कोड का ड्रैग एंड ड्रॉप का। Hello everyone. I hope you have got everything that has been done by Prabhakar. Okay, let me present my screen. Okay, in the other half of the session, we will be completing about the Android basics layout, how to build a basics layout on your app. Now we will start with the Android Studio. I hope you have learned how to install Android Studio. Open Android Studio. This might take some time to load because this Android Studio is very heavy. In the pathway 3, now we will be completing about pathway 3. We will be getting started how to create a birthday app and add images on your Android app. Okay, you need to go to, after completing this pathway 2 Android basics, create your first Android app, then go to and hit explore to Android pathway 3. I request everyone to watch this message from Android development team Google, or else skip this and get started with create a birthday app. Today and tomorrow we will be learning how to create an app and run on emulator and on your device. Okay, first, what are the prerequisites for this and this pathway 3? You need to have to open your Android Studio and create new app. Okay, we have opened already Android Studio. Now we will create new app, new project. Sorry, your window will be visible like this. Here you will be having no activity, basic activity. This is the main window of your Android app. Like every app has some interface after when you open, like Google Maps has maps, like your Swiggy has buttons and basic activities, slides. Okay, we will be selecting and empty activity. Next, after this, you need to rename your app. Let us rename my birthday app. Okay. After this, what this is package. What is package name? It might be your company name or your app or your developer's name, whatever you want to be. By default, it has taken the above name, that is app name. Then keep this as default storage where you want to store your app. Then select the language. This is the main important one, because we are learning our basics about Kotlin. We are getting started with Kotlin and Kotlin basis. We are developing apps on Kotlin itself. So select Kotlin. Okay, after selecting language, this is the minimum SDK.
क्या लाइट क्यों नहीं हो रहा? मैं ऑफ किया, ऑन कर.
Okay, select the language, that is Kotlin. This is the minimum SDK that in the last pathway, and Prabhakar has said what is the minimum SDK that you need for any template, that is API 19, because most of the devices, like when I click here Android 4.1, we are targeting approximately 98.1 devices of 100 devices across the globe. Let us take Android 11, the recent one, the most recent one, less than 1%. So we need to select the minimum SDK that targets more devices. Like KitKat will be the better one. API 19, that is 4.4. We need to have minimum SDK. Okay, then click on finish. This is the main window. Here is the file, that app file manifest. Wait, it's loading. The Android Studio is very heavy, so it may take little time. I request everyone to download a minimum SDK files in a setting that are required to run our basic app. I request everyone to download these so you can run your app smoothly and all Kotlin basics. And this is the appearance. Okay, you need to go to updates and download all updates and Android SDK. I need to select the most recent one and the most minimum one. Download this here on your SDK tools. Check this all you have downloaded. Only you can run your app smoothly. Okay. After this, hit OK. This is your main window. It's still loading. This is my birthday app. Here in this pathway 3, we will be learning how to add happy birthday message on your app window, main window. We have selected activity empty. Empty activity means your more first interface of your app will be empty. There will be no much more like buttons or any text views, image views, nothing. Okay, empty app. How to set up your birthday app first? Okay, you need to go and configure this project like this. And about the user interface, what are the constraints, what is the view group, what are the constraint layout, and what is the text views, how to add text views, how to add buttons. I request everyone to watch this. Like this one is the project window where I am. This manifesto. This is called a project window. Whenever you open your Android Studio, I request everyone to check your source code. This is the source code. Let me zoom. Here already by default it is written is hello world. This is a text view on your empty app. Okay, now we will be replacing hello world to messages. Here the palette, here you can see in the middle of this Android Studio, here is the common text view button which gets layouts, constraints, helpers, Google and visit. Component tree is the something like you add and it will be displayed here. If I add buttons, for example, I'll add buttons here. Sorry, I have added image. Now I'll be adding button. If I add button is something that takes an action. Like whenever you click on your app, something that is called button, this performs something new action. Now we will delete this. Here we will be learning only about how to add a text on this pathway 3. Okay, how to edit from hello world, you need to go to check this app folder you will be having manifest and resources. In the resource you will be seeing this code. This is your basic code for hello world. Now we will be replacing hello world to happy birthday. Now to add text you need to go to palette. Okay, text. Now I will be replacing this. Wait, I got here. I will be replacing this to have so it was happy. Happy birthday, Sam. Hit enter. Okay, now this has been displayed. Can it is visible? Check. Now we have successfully changed the hello world to happy birthday, Sam. Now the next task is to how to I want to increase this size of this text. Just you need to drag the edges and you will be seeing this is happy birthday Sam. Okay, you need to adjust wherever you want. If you are facing anything difficult, you can check in the create a happy birthday app, add styles to text. In the fourth one. Next, this is the message for Mac users. Next, summary. I want to explain about what is this main window about this. This is the main window, project window. This is the code window. This is palette. Palette means we are adding here text buttons. Here are the actions we want to add on our app. Attributes are something we want to change. This is the attributes. And the layout thing, we will be increasing sizes and the dimensions of our app window. Component tree is something where we add our actions, like I am adding here text. This is plain text. I have added one more text. You can check in on component tree where after text view, first text view, we have added another plain text that is visible here, and we can edit this text view name in here attributes, and we can also change in on our code also. Okay, now we'll delete this. In pathway 3, we will be seeing how to add text view constraints, and views. काम कर दूँ अभी क्या बोलने का है
मुझे इतना ही है
पूछो उसमें
खत्म हो गया मैसेज
okay, this is about pathway 3. After making app, how to run your app on your device. This is the most important. So you need to download emulator. Emulator is the where you don't need physical device to test your app. How to test your app? Go to settings, check for emulator. Okay. I request everyone to go with a USB debugging because emulator takes more space and it is very difficult to run. For every version of Android, you need to download one emulator. It may be more than 6 GB. Like it is downloading a phone full Android device on your laptop. So I request everyone to go with USB debugging. How to configure USB debugging, we will be learning this tomorrow in the tomorrow session at exactly at 5, and we will be learning how to insert image on your first app, that is main window of your app, how to increase size, how to add buttons, and how we will be learning also layouts. In the tomorrow session we will be completing, that is unit 1 and unit 2. In unit 2 we will be learning about layouts, and this year we will be learning how to add scroll level activities and buttons and image views in activity 4. In the tomorrow's session we will be learning how to make interactive dice roller app and conditional behavior in Kotlin, and we'll be adding a Kotlin code to insert image on your Android app like this. Here I will be selecting image. Okay, I have selected image, avatar, background scenes, launchers. These are the various images that you want to add on your Android window or app. And here I am adding settings. See, this is the settings window, settings image. Something that I want to change settings of my app. Now we'll be learning how to add buttons. This is a button where we take actions or send actions, and we'll be also learn how to add checkboxes. Everything we'll be learning tomorrow. I request everyone to go with a, and that is pathway 3 and 2. I request everyone to download and install this and come with Android Studio.
So Sidramappa, is it a wrap, right?
Yes,
You've completed, right?
yes, yes.
Okay.
Wait,
Okay, sure.
I request everyone to
Do you
after completing every pathway to collect your badges and track on your developer's account. And like this, I request everyone to collect these badges. And the tomorrow session we will be completing pathway 4 of unit 1 and unit 2 as well. We'll be learning how to insert images on your Android Studio on your first app. This is a basic how to add text view on your app. Tomorrow we will be learning how to insert images on your app. Okay, now we will be winding up this session and we will be completing tomorrow our new to programming session from Android Study Gems. Okay, okay, Sneha. So,
so thank you Sidramappa, thank you Prabhakar for this. Sorry for the disturbance. Yeah.
ये बैचेस मेरे को भी आना
yeah.
मेरे को भी आना
हाँ,
होता है कैसे साइन इन विथड्रॉ
hello Sneha.
हेलो स्नेहा
Okay, we can just end the call now. Yeah, sure.
हेलो स्नेहा
Yes, Prabhakar.
यस ओवर टू यू
Yeah. So it's a wrap. So I expect everyone to join tomorrow too. Thank you all those who joined us. So we will be having the our third session tomorrow, and also I will be telling you all about the solution challenge. So make sure you all join. So we'll be ending the call now. Thank you everyone.
Okay, thank you everyone. You have been a wonderful audience. You may leave the call now. इतने बैचेस आ रहे इतने चाह रहे मेरे को तेरे को कितने का है देख देख तेरे देख दिखा देखेंगे ये देख एक दो तीन चार पाँच कैसा रहे मेरे को भी बोलो कहाँ जाना अब कैसा करना
अब रिकॉर्डिंग का